SCP-096. If there's one SCP you never want to bump into, it's this guy. SCP-096, nicknamed the Shy Guy, looks like a disturbingly tall, emaciated humanoid. Pale skin, a mouth that can open way wider than it should, and arms so long he could probably dunk on LeBron with them. He's actually surprisingly calm, often found chilling in a fetal-like position, minding his own business, until you see his ugly face, whether in person, in photos, or even on video. That's when he starts crying and screaming uncontrollably. After a few minutes of crashing out, he launches at you at super speed, snapping your neck or sometimes even tearing you apart. Now you're probably thinking, I'll just run away from him where he can't find. Wrong. This disgusting creature will follow you no matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you're just down the hall or on the other side of the planet. He'll adapt to the terrain and find you no matter where you hide. He's also practically unstoppable. So yeah, you're absolutely cooked. By the way, this picture right here is all it took to anger him. Yes, these 4 pixels are what got him to start his little crash out routine. The Foundation also sent a D-class to the bottom of the ocean, showed him his face, and told him to draw the guy so they could at least know what the hell they were dealing with. Guess what happened? SCP-096 went completely insane, going deep into the sea, breaking into the bathysphere he was in, and killing the D-class. Moral of the story, if you're going to encounter this bald, strange man, either pray you're blind or put a bag over his face. SCP-106. SCP-106, aka the Old Man, looks like a frail, elderly human at first glance. Rotten skin, blackened eyes, and always smelling like decayed meat. This old guy has the ability to pass through solid matter like it's nothing. Walls? Sure. Floors? No problem. You can lock doors or build reinforced bunkers. He doesn't give a damn. He'll just phase through and catch you. Then you're sucked into something called the pocket dimension, where he toys with you, psychologically tormenting you until he gets bored. That's when you die, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You're basically his toy. The Foundation keeps him in a special lead-lined cell with anti-corrosive materials and a rigorous patrol schedule, but SCP-106 has emergence cycles, meaning every few months he just disappears. Boom, gone. And then you get a missing D-class, a trail of corrosion, and a very, very angry old man hunting somewhere in the facility. He is very hard to contain. The Foundation often has to put D-class personnel in his cell to bait him into coming in. There's no outsmarting this guy. Even the most reinforced containment protocols only slow him down. They don't stop him. If you, by any chance, see an old man that looks rotten, honestly, there is absolutely nothing you can do. SCP-4666. SCP-4666, aka the Yule Man, is the kind of entity that makes you wish December didn't exist. At first glance, he might seem, well, human. Who am I kidding? This thing does not look human whatsoever. An extremely emaciated elderly male who, for some reason, is always naked, no matter what time of year it is. He's basically Santa, if Santa were a mass murderer instead of bringing gifts. His hunt begins during something called the Weissnacht events. He targets isolated homes with at least one child. At first, he starts observing the home from a distance, effectively stalking the family that lives there. He will often scare the family by knocking on windows or even moving into the attic, causing strange noises. In most cases, on the 12th night, he enters the home, killing the entire family, except for one child, whom he puts in a gift bag and takes to his lair, or whatever you want to call it. The child is then forced to make toys using the parts of other abducted children. If by any means the kid fails to work, he will, well, either deny them food and water or just cook them alive in front of the other captives. So if it's December and you start hearing strange noises, knocks on the window, or see floating shadowy figure outside, get the hell out of the house. That ain't Santa bringing you a PS5. SCP-682. SCP-682, also called Hard-to-Destroy Reptile, is a massive, highly intelligent reptilian creature whose sheer hatred of life is honestly unmatched. He is one of the most dangerous anomalies in the SCP Foundation, which you could probably figure out just by looking at his damn name. This SCP despises all life and especially hates humans, often calling them disgusting. Oh yeah, containing this guy is absolutely impossible. He loves escaping and has had multiple breaches, killing a lot of people. He also can't be killed. The Foundation tried burning him, putting him in acid, and even chopping him into pieces, but he always managed to regenerate and come back, hating humanity even more. Despite looking like a blind, deformed crocodile with issues, he is actually very smart, planning attacks and figuring out how to escape. I mean, his containment cell is literally a big pool of acid. Just imagine working your casual 9-to-5 job, sweeping the hallways of the Foundation. You turn around and there's a massive, weird, crocodile-looking monster launching at you to tear you apart for absolutely no valid reason. SCP-173. SCP-173 is one of the most popular anomalies in the SCP Foundation. Even though it looks like a deformed peanut, trust me when I say this, you do not want to be anywhere near this guy. Once you look at him, you literally can't look away. You're stuck. Because if you do look away or even blink, well, he'll launch at you at super speed and snap your neck. Containment is simple in theory. A room with at least 3 personnel, constant eye contact, and cameras for monitoring. But even then, accidents happen. It strangles and snaps the neck of anyone unlucky enough to lose sight of it. It also doesn't speak or make make any noise, which honestly makes it even more terrifying. Imagine you're chilling with your friend at the Foundation, and he looks away for just a second. Suddenly, this painted peanut is right behind him, snapping his neck, and now you're stuck there, staring at it. Because if you so much as blink, well, so moral of the story, SCP-173 looks like a harmless statue, but it's one blink away from turning you into a corpse. Don't look away, don't blink, and for God's sake, don't enter its chamber alone. SCP-1440. SCP-1440 looks like your average grandpa, but he's actually one of the most catastrophic anomalies in Foundation custody. SCP-1440 is cursed or bound depending on how you interpret it. His presence causes devastating disasters to unfold around him. Basically, the longer he stays in one place, the worse it gets. What makes this worse is that SCP-1440 doesn't want this. He's fully aware of what happens and tries to avoid people entirely. The Foundation tried to contain him, but every attempt usually ended in disaster. Containment sites suffered catastrophic failures. Fires, explosions, personnel dead. They basically found out the hard way that there's no containing this guy. He was originally a young man who died in war and got to meet the Brothers Death, who are basically the personifications of death. He challenged them to a game of cards for his life, managed to win, and yeah, the rest is history. The worst thing is, this guy can just be passing by your town, and the next thing you know, poof, the entire place is gone and everyone in the city is dead. SCP-2521. SCP-2521 is basically the literal embodiment of don't say it out loud. You see, SCP-2521 is a tall, shadowy, winged humanoid entity that literally takes away information if it's written or spoken about in the wrong way. If you describe SCP-2521 in words, it will appear instantly and snatch whoever conveyed the information. If you write it down, it will take the writing and the writer. To prevent breaches and avoid getting snatched to who knows where, the Foundation started using pictograms and ideograms to describe it. What makes this SCP terrifying is how completely unstoppable it is. You can't really contain him, there's no cell you can lock him in. He responds to information you tell it, snatches you away, and that's it. The end. His existence forces the Foundation to rethink how they record information. It's a nightmare for documentation-heavy organizations. The SCP itself is totally silent. It doesn't need to attack aggressively, it just removes knowledge. And in a universe obsessed with information, that makes it one of the most dangerous entities in the Foundation. So, in order to avoid getting abducted by this man, don't talk about him ever. I just pray he doesn't take this video down. SCP-610. SCP-610, also known as the flesh that hates, is a highly infectious, grotesque disease, or more accurately, a parasitic anomaly that turns living beings into horrifying, flesh-covered monstrosities. Its spread is terrifyingly fast. Once infected, victims experience severe tissue degradation and abnormal growths, often merging their flesh with others around them. Eventually, the infected become completely unrecognizable, forms that serve as hosts for further infection. The SCP is contained in the former Russian town of Krasnoyarsk 26, a quarantine zone filled with infected monstrosities. The Foundation strictly enforces a no-contact policy, and anyone trying to enter without proper protection almost certainly won't come back. This thing also can't be contained. The Foundation maintains quarantine zones and deploys mobile task forces to monitor and limit its spread. The first documented outbreak occurred when this monstrosity appeared in a rural community, and the Foundation failed to contain it, leading to the complete loss of the settlement. So if you're close enough to see SCP-610, just expect to be turned into whatever this is.